was 27 when this took place. Still sorta young, but I was mature enough when it came to things around me. I was at the bar. I never usually get drunk, and I'm mad at myself when I do, so I kinda hate to admit that I was. But anyway, after having a couple drinks, and by a couple I mean a lot, I wasn't feeling very good. In fact, I even had to run to the restroom and puke in there. I was disgusted at myself, and I figured I should head home and get some sleep. It was a Friday after all, and I was just trying to have some fun. I was alone that night. I'm more of an introvert type of guy, so it didn't affect me when I wasn't always by people. In fact, I kinda liked it. I didn't know what time it was at all, but I decided to call a Uber. There was no way I was driving my own car home that night. Eventually, the app said that the car was here, right outside the bar. So I headed out there, met to see the white Toyota Prius, like the app said. So I got inside the back seat and met the lady. She was probably in her 50s and was super nice. I don't know if it was because of my mood, but I wasn't expecting anyone of this manner to pick me up. So we said things like, "Hi, how are you? Thanks for picking me up," type stuff. After this, I respectfully told her where I needed to go, and she said something like, "Oh, sure." So we were on our way. I vaguely remember her saying something about me not being able to see her GPS, but it showed a faster route than what mine said. Yet again, I had no idea what her GPS said, because it was probably on the left side of her wheel. So I said thanks, anything will be just fine. So we continued down. We were already in a small town in the country, and my house was outside of the town, but you could usually stay on the main road with the streetlights and get back. So I was on my phone for probably 5 minutes. Then when I looked up, I saw that we were on a dark country road with no streetlights. I had no idea where we were because it was dark out. So I said, "Is this the right way?" And then she replied and said, "Yes, dear, we will be there in 10 minutes. So I said thanks again, but this time was consistently checking up from my phone to see where we were. Then we've been on the same road for probably 10 minutes, and I was pretty positive that this is where we shouldn't be. So I told her, "This isn't the right way. You should turn around." She said, "Oh, hon, it's just a right turn up here, then we should be there." She's only been saying this like the whole time. I hate to say it, but maybe she was being too nice. Then we made that right turn, and just came out to where the road ends, and it was just trees, no more road. I was shocked. And then we just came to a stop, and she left the car running and didn't say a word. I yelled, "Where the hell are we?" She didn't answer. We just sat there in silence. I couldn't speak anywhere because I was shocked at where we were. I didn't feel drunk at all anymore, and I felt very aware of my situation. Then, as I looked the front windshield, I saw 3 black figures walking towards the car, armed with what looked like to be shotguns. I didn't think anymore and unlocked the car doors and sprinted away from the car, not looking behind me. As I ran into the woods, I could hear shots being fired towards me. Thankfully, nothing hit me. I was sprinting for what felt like forever when I had to stop. I held my breath to see if I could hear anything coming. It was just silence. I thought I outran them, and I didn't hear anything else. Then I thought what the hell just happened to me and how the events have changed so quickly. Me in the car of a super nice Uber driver to this. It was terrifying me. But since I couldn't hear anyone coming, I got out my phone and mapped my house walk back through the woods, constantly stopping and seeing if I could hear anyone coming. Thankfully, I make it back and collapse right into my bed, not being able to process what had just happened to me. I fell right asleep. And that was the last of those guys that I have seen. I haven't told anyone this story, and there's a reason. I moved out of there 3 months later, not specifically cause of that moment, but that was a big part. Still, this was most likely the scariest part of my life. Ever.